We had a great day. Guys came out with a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. There was no hangover, so to speak. You know, we got to clean up the detail part of it, but in terms of the energy and the enthusiasm, excitement, the effort was all there, so we're very pleased as a staff.
What a receiver that's separating or surprising you, at this halfway point.
Yeah, great competition going on. Guys are fighting every day. Andre Hunt's playing well. We scrimmaged last Friday, and he had a good scrimmage, made some plays. Jerron Woodyard is taking that next step where he's a guy that now he feels comfortable in the offense and he can play fast. We know what JD can do. Wandell, is a dynamic, explosive guy. Wyatt Lure, he's a guy that he was on the practice squad last year, but he's a guy that shows flashes, longer kid, great ball skills, and so, we're excited about all the guys we have. We've got 8 more practices, so the guys know that they're competing against one another, and playing time, depth chart, roles are being established, and we're having great competition.
They sound a lot more confident on defense this year compared to last. How much does that help you guys to get that test every day?
Defense is confident?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're flying around. They make us better. I don't think we're going to play against a better defensive scheme than Coach Chenander and his guys. You put scheme plus the enthusiasm and the excitement and the speed they're flying around, and it's making us better at all positions, up front, running back, receiver. I mean, it's a challenge every day we go out to practice, and our guys know that. They understand that they've got to be ready to compete, and if they're not, they're going to get embarrassed. So it's been good.
Troy, after last year you guys had just one practice before spring break and came back and did the majority of it. Today, or this year, a little bit different spring practice schedule. What about today exceeded your expectations coming back from that long break?
Just the guys being fresh. A lot of times you go on spring break and guys are out doing who knows what, and they're not getting a rest, and so a day back, especially when you have a week off, you come back sluggish and not as fast, but our guys were crisp and had enthusiasm, excitement, playing fast, and so that was very pleasing. Obviously, they took care of their bodies, and it shows us as a staff that they're putting team first. And yeah, you can still go home, you can still get away, but their focus is on the University of Nebraska and this football team and making sure that they don't lose all the gains that they've made up until this point. And so that was very encouraging.
Did you notice that more this year coming back from spring break compared to last year coming back from spring break?
Yeah, last year we took 2 or 3 days to get going again, and this year it was totally different. And the guys are mature, the guys understand the standard, and we step on that field, man, there's a standard, and that's to be a champion. And to me, we practiced at a championship level standard today, and we got to keep going Wednesday. You can't have one good practice and then have a letdown on Wednesday. So we've got to make sure we come out and even raise the bar and raise the standard on Wednesday.
Is Maurice Washington able to do anything since he's come back?
Yeah, when he's out here, football-wise, he's doing a good job, and so that's pretty much all I can say.
For the other guys in that room, you feel like you learned anything about those running backs?
Yeah, Brody's done a great job in the scrimmage. Made some plays as a pass catcher, has good vision. Just a good football player. So he's really caught our eyes as a staff. Jalen Bradley's doing a good job. Miles is now getting back into things, so we've got depth there. Wandell is playing some running back, so we feel like we have some depth at that position, and now we just got to continue just to find roles and put guys in position to be successful.
How have you divided that up with Wandell? I mean, considering that everything's new to him.
Yeah. Well, we know he knows how to run the football, and so he's been mainly practicing as a receiver. Make sure he knows the routes, make sure he knows where to line up. He comes in extra. He's an awesome kid. He's a football junkie, so he comes in extra and gets more knowledge at the running back position, watches tape at the running back position. So he's working more receiver, but he's also learning the running back position, and we're going to utilize him everywhere. So.
Coach, you talked a little bit about raising the bar. How has Adrian Martinez exemplified raising the bar?
Really just his leadership, being steady every day, demanding the best out of the guys around him. I was fortunate to play with Peyton and Kurt Warner and those great quarterbacks. They demand greatness out of everybody around them, and they demand you to raise the bar. So as a receiver, because Adrian has set the standard and he's raised his bar, we've got to raise ours, and we've got to make sure we're at the right place, running the right route with speed. The running back same way, and so just holding each other accountable. But everybody has to raise the bar around him, and he's done a great job of leading by example, but also leading verbally. Last year we had some leaders, so he didn't have to be as verbal, and now he's that guy on offense, and he's done a great job.
Maybe help some of your younger receivers come along in bigger roles, especially since Stan's gone.
Yeah. Our receivers, JD's got to step at from a leadership perspective. He's got to be more vocal. Mike Williams, he's a senior, so he's got to be more vocal. Cade Warner does a great job, and so we just got to continue to develop and find those leaders throughout every position on offense. And if we can get the leaders like we had last year, then we'll be a strong group.
Would you say JD is more of a by example type of leader?
He is just by his demeanor, nature. He's quiet. He's more wants to show you on the field. But I told him there's going to be times he's got to step up vocally and call guys out and encourage and cheer, and he's got to be more vocal, and he understands that, and he's adapting to that role this spring, and he'll continue to grow in that role, and come season he'll be just exactly what we need.
How's he look? Is he 100% everything?
Yeah, he's healthy. He's healthy. It looks like the JD from last year, and I'm challenging him to be the best in the country. And that's the way he's got to practice, and not to have any letdowns. A lot of times when you've been there and you've done that and you've got the stats and the accolades that he has, it's easy to let down. But I tell him every practice, I challenge him to be the best out there, to be the best. You're going up against Rondell Moore at Purdue and all the great receivers in the country. You're competing against those guys with how you practice. And he's really embraced that role, and he's doing a great job.
Is there anything unique that you would say is unique about JD's game? When you put it that way, that's pretty high praise. What is it about JD?
Man, he's a gamer. He's a baller. When the ball's thrown his way, he's going to find a way to make a play. Runs good routes. He's stronger than he looks. Being a smaller guy, he's stronger, so he can run through contact. He can get off press. He's versatile. So he can play outside, he can return kicks, he can play in the slot. He's tough. And so, he catches ball, gets hit, he bounces up, and he just makes plays. So he's got to continue. The challenge that he has is to learn the entire offense, to learn every position, so we can line him up outside, line him up in the backfield, line him up in the slot, so teams can't double him. They don't know where he's going to line up. So that's the challenge for him, is to learn the entire offense better than I know it. And he's really embraced that, and he's done a good job.